Is the frequency in use? CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters, CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, call in CQ, CQ, CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, call in CQ, CQ. CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, CQ. CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, CQ.
November 4, Golf Papa Yankee.
November 4, Golf Papa Yankee. Thanks for coming back to the call. Good afternoon, sir. The handle here is Randy, just outside of Kansas City, Missouri, playing radio this afternoon on the YouTube live stream. How are you doing this afternoon?
Hey, I'm doing really good. I'm here in northern Georgia, running portable out of my car with a ham stick on top, using a little Yaesu 450 off a battery, so I'm probably doing about 75 watts right now.
Okay, fine business. I got it typed in right. Is this Michael?
It is.
Hey, well, fine business on the little portable there. By golly, it's working. I'll come back and look at the meter, but didn't have any trouble pulling you out there for sure. Glad to hear it. So what's got you doing portable today? Are you doing something special or just trying out some new equipment? Go ahead.
Well, I live in an HOA community, so this works a lot better. I have a ham stick on top of my Forerunner here, and I like chasing POTA, but it was nice to hear someone else on the air. You have a great 5.9 signal.
Okay, fine business. I appreciate that. Well, the meter's showing of between 5 and 5, 5 and 7. That's okay for 75 watts is doing the business for you. And yeah, it's too bad about the HOAs, but you know, we always seem to find a way to get on the air there, don't we?
We do. There's lots of ways to do it, so I don't let it bother me. I'm sitting up in the sunshine right now. It's probably only about 45 degrees outside, but I'm in the sun, sitting warm, and using my radio.
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, we got a reprieve today as well, Mike. We're about 53 or 54. We kind of graduated up each day until today will be our best. It's also hump day, go figure. And then they decided to take it all away from us. And it looks like by the weekend, the high on Sunday will be 11. I can't wait for that one there, Roger.
I can't do that cold weather anymore. I have a son who lives in Sealy, Nevada, and in the winter time, it is freezing out there.
Yeah, you know, we're not a big fan either. We spent 3 years in Valdosta, which is only about 25 miles or so from the Florida border, and I remember never had those issues as well, but you know, the day isn't the best weather, but it's one day closer to spring. That's what we look forward to, Roger.
That's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it there in Missouri. We are going to actually be moving down there into Florida, over there near Amelia Island in a couple of months.
Oh, well, fine business. Well, that'll be great, and hopefully you'll have a chance to want to have as many restrictions for radio there, Roger.
Well, unfortunately, it is in an HOA, but I'm still going to do the same thing. I actually have a wolf coil antenna, and I'm just going to set it up in the backyard there and run out to the backyard during the day.
Oh, well, fine business. That's great. You know, I talked to someone the other day that was at the Villages there in Florida, and he has a flagpole antenna, and I had heard about them years ago. Didn't realize they were still being made, and you know, he actually did quite well. And he had a flag on the end of it, and of course, on the inside is the antenna guts, as I call it. And he was doing quite well. And I told him, I said, well, you know, you could get yourself a hex beam, which is just nothing but an upside-down umbrella, put a few pairs of socks on it, and if anybody said anything, just tell them you're doing laundry. I got a chuckle out of that. But yeah, you know, for us ham operators, if there's a will, there's a way, Roger.
That's for sure. Hey, I was going to ask you, Randy, what sort of a radio and antenna you're running today?
Well, I appreciate that. We're running a hex beam. We had bring it around your direction a little bit, so you came up on the receive, and it's about 45 feet at the base plate. And then we purchased a couple of weeks ago one of those ICOM 7300s. And we've got a little bit of a little compression, a little bit of mic gain on it, and then we're also running an ICOM 1000 amplifier, and it's about 900 on peak. So not a whole lot of stuff here, but we're sure proud of it, Roger.
Well, you have a great signal. I really admire the hams that are able to put a stack together like that and just have a great signal going out into the atmosphere.
Well, we only play a small part of it, of course. It's always propagation, and I think the bands have gotten a little bit better. At least I hope they have. We've been really successful, here lately. Like I said, we started doing these YouTube live streams and had a really nice feedback, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. And same goes for you too. You get a chance to hear your audio on the playback or listen to it live. And I know some people have sent me some texts or even sent me some live chat that they were able to hear their audio and make some suggestions on changes, which I think is great. And it's just a whole lot of fun as well. And as I told the guys a week or two ago, I said, if they'll keep checking in and coming by and say hi, I'll continue to do it. We're having a ball with it right now. This time of year is kind of slow, from outside gardening and so forth. And, of course, COVID kind of puts a kibosh on that as well. But this is certainly one of the ultimate social distancing activities, and it's always nice to be able to make contacts there, Roger.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really interesting. I've been standing around on 20 meters today for the, hunt the photos, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to try something different and do a little rag tube for a while. I haven't done that for a while, but I appreciate you picking me up.
Oh, not a problem at all. We certainly enjoy it. And Mike, like I said, if you'd like, when you get back to your, you get inside or your QTH where you've got computer set up, just go to YouTube if you want to hear our QSO, and go in the search bar and just type in my call, K0RWB, and then you can look for the latest video. And at least you get a chance to listen to the QSO and see how you sound, your signal strength. So we've got a metering system that's on the live stream as well, so you get to see your signal strength. We have an audio spectrum and an audio scope, so you can see if you're 3 kcs wide or if you're a little narrower than that, or a little wider than that. So just a little information to give people, maybe they'll have fun with it later on there, Roger.
That sounds like a lot of fun. When I get home, I'll look that up. It's going to be interesting to see how I actually sound on the other end. You just never know. I mean, speaking into the microphone, I don't know sometimes if I'm too close to it, too far from it, if my gain's too high or not. I sort of bumble around with it a little bit. I've only had this Yaesu 450 for about 4 or 5 months now, so I'm still getting to know it.
No, fine business, and that's really kind of what it boils down to. Is nobody's going to be a better person to know of what the audio should be as yourself. I mean, you hear yourself all the time. At least through the air, you get a chance if you need to put a little more mic gain to it or whatever. And it's just something that you can use for future reference. It's also fun. I mean, we don't buy this equipment to have it in the shack. We buy it so we can make contacts and so forth. And it's just a small part what I do. Like I said, I really, really enjoy this, and I like making contacts. And if it helps somebody or if it means something for them, it's great. We've actually got some people now that are watching on live stream. I do thank you for that. So thank you, people out there in YouTube land. But yeah, Mike, like I said, you get a chance later, give it a listen and just see what you think. And again, if you'd like to hear stuff in the future, whatever, if you hit subscribe in the notification, when I'm back online again, you'll get a note and you'll say, oh, well, where's Randy at today? We always try to find a spot on 14 meters that the number ends in 3. So 233, 243, 53, 63, and so forth. That's the intention. So today it happened to be 263. But anyway, give it a listen and see what you think. And if you've got a comment, send me a comment or something. We'll see if we can help you further down the road. Roger?
Thanks again. It's be interesting to look at that on YouTube. I'll share it with my wife tonight. And thanks for coming back to me. I know I'm I don't have a big antenna or a lot of power, but, I don't even worry about it. I actually have another radio. I got a KX2, the QRP radio, and I've actually made contact with it, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no problem at all. Well, listen, I'll let you go. We'll kind of see who's else out there. But like I said, give it a listen, see what you think. Send me a comment or something if you think that we can do something to improve it, or something you like or doesn't like, or what have you. I'm also good in QRZ. You can send me an email and say, hey, I want to try something else out on a different day, and we'll figure we can make it work for you. So you're making a nice trip into Kansas City. You've been solid the whole time. The signal's not strong, but the audio was punching right through it. So I wouldn't change a thing, and your setup's a whole lot easier to move around than mine is. So I tip my hat off to you for that for sure. So let me say 7-3 for now, Mike, and thanks for answering my CQ. You're my first contact, and nice to have one that come in from Georgia. I'll say 7-3 for now. November 4, Golf Papa Yankee, Kilowatt 0. Radio Whiskey Bravo. We'll be clear, my friend. 7-3s.
Hey, thanks again, Randy, and I'll say 73, and I'll stay in touch. I'll probably send you a QSL card and at least use one of mine and get one of yours. And I'll say 73 to Kilo 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo from November 4, Golf Papa Yankee. 73, Randy.
That sounds good. I do appreciate it. 7-3s, and we'll go ahead and break with Mike. Also want to give a quick shout-out. We've got a gentleman here in the metro area. Name is Steve Mayhew. Steve has sent me some information, and we've done some live chats and some emails and texting, and I told him today that I got on the air, I'd have a chance to say hi to him. So, Steve, if you're out there listening, we're waving a hand to you on the live stream here, and hopefully we'll have a chance with you later on for sure. So, K0RWB, Randy, Kansas City, we're clear in QRZ.
November, India 4, Tango Golf.
Oh, a whole bunch of you. Apologize for that. Let me try this one more. I heard a November something again, please.
November, India 4, Tango Golf.
Got it that time. November, India 4, Tango Golf. Well, thank you, sir, for your patience and coming back to my call here. It looks like this might be Sam out of North Carolina. Is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. Thank you, Randy, for picking me up this afternoon. I was tuning through the band and heard your conversation just prior to this. Looking at your QRZ page, I see Bob there. Bob was at the club a couple of months ago via Zoom and gave quite the presentation for us. We really enjoyed that. You've got a strong signal from Kansas City above 5.9 on the meter, and this is Sam in North Carolina. You're correct. Over.
Okay, Sam, 5 minutes. Yeah, nice as well. I think the meter's showing about 5 and 9, just enough to make the contacts the way I always like to do it, but I do appreciate that. Yeah, Bob's quite a character. I had talked to him probably back in 2012. I had purchased a brand new Yaesu FT950 and was on the air with some stations and asking for some inputs on adjusting the EQs and so forth, and they were making suggestions and so forth. Another station came in real quick and says, hey, I'll give you a hand too. So he was making suggestions, and he says, I'll send you an email with my phone number, give me a call. I said, okay. So we finished on the air, and I made the phone call, and it was Bob, who only lives about 3 hours south of me in Springfield, Missouri. And we talked for a while and made some changes, and he had tons of recommendations, of course. And we did all that. And the funny part was, it wasn't even one of his microphones. It was an Audio Technica microphone. And I told him that, and he didn't care. He just wanted to make sure that my audio was as good as it could have been, which I thought was real nice. And a couple of weeks later, we were at Hamfest down that same area. He was the MC, and I ended up winning one of the door prizes, a little Bofong dual band, and that's where we were able to snap a picture together. So, yeah, he's quite a terrific guy there, Roger.
Roger, K0RWB and I4TG. Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the Yaesu. I've got a Yaesu, and the menu is quite expansive, and the parametric, the equalization is just there's a lot of settings in there on the Yaesu. I'm using the ICOM at the moment, and the ICOM is pretty straightforward. I like it. It's just treble and bass, and not quite as involved as the Yaesu. Yeah, the most interesting thing that when Bob presented at the club, we enjoyed his, he was highly involved in the early days of rock and roll, providing the sound for the outdoor concerts or the concerts for all of these great rock groups. And but Bob is really quite a character, and just appreciate what you're doing today. And are you saying, I misunderstood, we can hear our voice on your channel? Is that correct? Over.
Oh, you sure can, Sam. Matter of fact, we're actually live streaming right now on YouTube, but you're certainly welcome. Later on. Later in the day or what have you, if you just go to YouTube and go up to the search bar and type in my call sign, you'll see the latest video there. And I'm showing, let me see here what it says. That's what I got to do is get me a clock online as well. I'm showing 2:46 Central, so you can kind of mark that. You're the second or third contact, I believe. But yes, what you'll do is you'll be able to listen to our QSO. And again, on the screen, I do provide an audio scope and an audio spectrum, so you can see if you're under 3K, where your fluctuations are at on the scope, and then again, you can decide if you need to make changes to your audio. Roger.
Roger, that is a great benefit to the ham community, and I thank you for doing that. You try and listen to yourself on an SDR receiver or whatever, and it doesn't always work out. So I appreciate that very much. And I'm going to let you go, Randy. I appreciate you picking me up, but I know there's some others out there. You've probably got a pile up going. So I appreciate our first contact today in Kansas City. You're still 10 over S9, very strong in North Carolina. So thank you very much, and you have a great week, and stay safe. K0RWB, NI4TG73.
Okay, Sam, no problem. No, same to you as well. Like I said, the meter here on the display is showing you 5.9 plus, so it's definitely working for you as well. We got a little pipeline going. It never fails. The East Coast, you guys always sound so good. Everybody's got great signals, good audio. I've been able to do a couple of playbacks last week to listen to myself, and not only do I cringe, but I end up making a few adjustments on the audio as well. So I think we've gotten to the point where to me it's tolerable. On my old rig, when you mentioned earlier, I used to swallow the microphone. On this one, it's really quite sensitive, so I'm trying to learn to stay that 4 and 5 inches away. It gets kind of hard sometimes, but anyhow, it is what it is. But yeah, you get a chance to enjoy it. You got a comment or something, feel free to do so. I'm good in QRZ if you want to send an email, and we'd like to have you stop by again if you get some time. I'll say 7-3 for now and take care. November, India 4, Tango Golf, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City, we're clear, my friend. 7-3s.
Thank you, 73.
Alpha 3, Yankee Kilo Tango.
Victor Echo.
The Victor Echo station again, please. Victor Echo station, please.
Yeah, Victor Echo 3, Whiskey Zulu India.
Tango Victoria, Alphabet 3.
Okay, I got 2 of them in there. I picked up Victor Echo 3, Whiskey Zulu India. Is that a Roger?
Roger. VE3WZI. Name is Matt, Mike Alpha Tango Tango in Toronto. QSL.
Okay, Matt in Toronto. Got you that time. Moved the beam up from the southern part, bring it around to the north there. Maybe it'll bring the signals up for us here, but didn't have a problem getting you in the mix there, no doubt. Didn't realize that we were that popular today and we had that much of a pileup, but I do appreciate it. Like I said, the handle here is Randy. For you, we're about 12 kilometers east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Roger?
Yeah, QSL. Haven't been to Kansas City, Missouri, just St. Louis, but definitely on my list of places to go for some barbecue at some point. Your signal here is 5.9 plus 20. Good, nice quality signal. Sounds broadcast quality. So I saw you're on the YouTube there, sort of like what W7HU does out of Miami. Same sort of deal. So yeah, good show there, and good audio. So I thought I would just drop by and say hello. K0RWB from V3WZI.
No, perfect. I'm glad you did. And yeah, believe it or not, Alex, that's who you're talking about down at Cutler Bay. I was checking in with him from time to time, and I try to get in as much as I can, have a short QSO, what have you, and it turned into a live chat. It was turned into an email. It turned into a text, and then we had a couple of phone calls, and he says because of my location, he's not able to get some stations that possibly I can because I'm Central U.S. He goes, well, why don't you start one? I said, I don't know how to do this. Anyway, I have to give all the credit to Alex. Not to me. I give all the credit to Alex, and I think he's live streaming right now as well. I didn't look to see where he was at. But it's just something that's fun, and maybe somebody can get something out of it. I know I am. I'm having a ball with this, but maybe there's something that we can bring to the table that helps people as well. And, it's a matter of just stopping in and say, hi, how are things going? How's the equipment working and so forth? And that's really all we're doing there, Roger.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, that's sort of the same idea, yeah. I talk to Alex often enough, too, so usually there's one or two callers from Canada that come into your shows down there, so I'll have to keep an eye out for you in the future there. I won't hold it, but just thought I'd drop by and say hello and contribute to your show there. I have you up on the live stream, so I'll watch QSO after. So I'll say 7-3s, Kilo Oscar Romeo Whiskey Bravo from Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Zulu India.
Okay, Matt, just not the Oscar. Just delete the Oscar and put a 0 in there. K0RWB. Hey, I do it all the time too, man. I had so many different calls, I get confused, but no worries there. So, but thanks for stopping by, Matt. And if you do happen to, I don't know how I'll get over there, but if you do happen to check in with Alex, tell him I said hi, and we'll try to get there when we can, but sometimes you just never know. 7-3s, thanks for stopping by, and come back again. We'd love to talk with you some more. Victor Echo 3, Whiskey Zulu India, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We'll be clear, Matt. 7-3s.
73 there, take care.
Roger. There was another Victor Echo station. If you're still in there, come back with your call sign, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Kilo Tango, Victoria Alphabet 3, Yankee Kilowatt Tokyo, QSL.
Okay, got you that time. Apologize for the VE. Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Kilo Tango. Is that a Roger, John?
Roger. I'm wondering if you could help me run a small test. It's not a difficult one. It won't be long. But I've got an NFED up there, and somebody mentioned to me the difference between I'm only using 100 watts to you, and somebody mentioned the difference between 100 watts and dropping it down to 50 is negligible. So I'd like to do that test. I'm running 100 watts to you right now. What are you reading me at? Over.
It looks to me like it's showing right at 5859. I mean, this isn't the test where I have to pay you, is it?
No, I'll supply the beer, not a problem, and it won't cost you your brother or your sister. It's just a small test. I'm going to drop down. Your signal is a 5.9 and 5.910 on your peaks. Very nice coming into the North Country. If you give me a second, I'm going to drop the transceiver down to 50. I'd like to see what the difference is. Over.
Yeah, not a problem. We'd be happy to do it for you, John. No problem.
Kilo 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo, Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Kilo. I've dropped it down to 50 watts. Can you give me a signal report on 50, over?
How about 5.7 and 5.8? So you may have dropped maybe an S unit.
Yeah, Roger that. Okay, so he's right. It's absolutely negligible. I was just wondering, and I'm in between and betwixt. I have a Yaesu 1200. It's running barefoot into a 66-foot wire, and that thing is hung up about 25 or 26 feet in the air. I got a 9-to-1 baling at the end of it and about 25 feet of counterpoise. Some days it seems to do exceedingly well, and some days I wish it never got out of bed. However, I take it that's the thing with propagation. We tend to either be hit or miss up here in the north. But thank you for running that test with me. That's greatly appreciated. I'm just wondering if it'd be worth my while to go to a 200 watt radio. What do you think? Over.
Well, isn't it kind of the same thing when it comes to vehicles? You can never have enough horsepower. I guess there's something for every situation. And propagation is good. You can talk around the world on 10 watts, and when it's not, you can't talk across the street. It's manageable either way. I have no problems copying. The band is pretty quiet on my end. It makes me feel bad if you're running 50 watts and I'm running 900. So I don't. Who's getting the more benefit? I think you are, but things could certainly change. And I'm really good at spending other people's money, John. But you'll have to decide what way it goes for you. Again, my suggestion, because we are doing the live stream, go back and listen to the playback yourself, and you can see through the meter and your audio if there's any of that difference that you think you might need to change as well.
Yeah, Roger, I will do that. Well, thank you very much for the help, Randy. Greatly appreciated, and I will go in and check on that. I'll give it an hour or so, and then I'll come back to it, and I'll hop on YouTube and see if I can find you there. So thank you very much. Greatly appreciated, and I will let you go so somebody else can get the benefit of your wisdom. And you take care of yourself, keep your family safe, keep yourself even safer. 73, Randy.
Oh, no problem, John. I don't have much wisdom, but I can certainly pretend. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express one time. I guess maybe that might count. But, yeah, you won't have any trouble finding it. Like I said, you go to YouTube and go in the search box and just type in my call, K0RWB, and you'll be able to see the latest one, which will be today, of course. And then, you can scroll through and then find the QSO. And like I said, a little bit of a benefit. It worked really well for me when I was doing it on your side, so to speak. Be able to hear my audio and what have you. You're not going to be able to change your signal strength, but you can certainly change, maybe how you sound or what have you, or a little bit more punch. But again, I'm not doing this to get people to constantly, subscribe. That's not a big deal. You do it if you want to. I'm just here to, if I can help somebody with it, I'll do it. But anyway, you take a look at it and see what it does for you. We're trying to do this on a routine type basis, John. So if you hear us back out there, stop in again. We'd love to have a chance to talk with you as well and see how things are going up in your part of the world. In the meantime, we'll say 7-3. Enjoy the rest of your day. And as what's left in the week, this is hump day, thank goodness. So we'll see how it goes from here out. Victor Alpha 3 at Yankee Kilowatt Tango. I apologize. K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City, Wilbur John, 7-3s.
Roger, Randy, thank you very much for the help. And you know what? I will pop in. I'm a curious sort anyway, and this is a new game for me, and I really, I've got to wrap my head around some of these things. Anyway, Kilo Oscar, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Kilo Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. My apologies, sir. Kilo Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, VA3YKT is clear. 73, Randy.
Okay, John, sounds good. And I'll go ahead and break. I did hear a Kilo Delta 2 station. If you're in there, come back with your call, please.
Kilo Delta 2, Tango Juliet Bravo.
Okay, I got you that time. Kilo Delta 2, Tango Juliet Bravo. Good afternoon. The handle here is Randy outside Kansas City. Appreciate you coming back to the call, sir. And let me see here. Around Buffalo area. Is that a Roger?
Yes, I'm around Buffalo, about 15 miles south of Buffalo. I'm working with an ICOM 7300, 96 watts, and I'm using a magnetic loop, 1 meter in diameter, 8 feet off the ground. QSL.
Oh my gosh! Well, boy, I've heard all kinds of unusual setups today, and there's another one. But by golly, it's sure working. I guess we'll have to give credit to the radio because that's the same thing I'm running as well. Roger.
Absolutely. So it's the first time I've listened to you. Can you give me a little bit of feedback in terms of how I'm coming across? I'm also using a brand new ICOM SM50 mic. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I think it sounds really good. Again, there's not much noise in the band, so everybody's coming through quite well. I'm looking at the audio scope and the spectrum to see how wide your signal is, and then look at the voice fluctuation, I guess, on the audio scope. I've heard a lot worse. I don't know how to describe it. The only thing I could say is on your transmit treble and bass, what are your settings currently?
Hold on 1 second. The bass is set at +3, and the treble is set at +3 also.
Yeah, okay. Hey, try your treble to +5. Let's see what it does.
Okay, I'm at +5. QSL?
It to me, in my headset, it's giving you a little bit more fullness in your audio range. You're going to be a great one for the playback on the live stream. because we just made a notation where you're at and what you've changed again. But when you play it back, you may like it the other way as well, because nobody knows your voice better than you do. But to me, when you went up to +5 on the treb, it seemed to get a little bit more fullness there, Roger.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me do something else.
I hope you're not a Buffalo Bills fan. You shouldn't want to talk to a Kansas City guy, but okay.
All right, how's that sound now? Actually, I turned the bass down just a touch. How's that sound now? Go ahead.
If you were trying to shoot DX, it would be great. It doesn't. It sounds almost like monotones to me.
So I should put the bass where it was?
Well, all I'm saying is it sounds a little full. More, you got a little bit more range to it, to me. Again, I'm not an expert, not at all. I'm just what I hear in my receive. I like your bass at +3.
Okay, I've got it back there. What do you think? Go.
Oh, I think it sounds great. I have no complaints. I think it sounds wonderful.
All right, very good. Well, I'm looking at you on the YouTube channel, so when I get up there, I'll watch when I'm up there. Go ahead.
No problem. Like I said, this isn't a public service announcement, that kind of thing. It's just radio is fun. This adds a different segment to it, and I know it helped me a lot when I was doing some playbacks on my audio, and maybe it does the same for someone else. Because we don't know. I mean, honestly, even with the monitor, because you and I have the same radio, and I have the monitor on right now on my headphones, and the playback sounds nothing like it does in my headset. Well, the headset doesn't matter. It's what you hear on the other end. To me, that's a big thing. And I don't know what my settings are at. I think mine is about the same as yours. I think mine was at 3 on bass and 5 on treble. And that's kind of where I said I've got a pretty deep voice anyway, and I didn't want to bury it with too much bass. But again, it kind of has a fullness to it, which is great for me. It's great for Rag2, great for contacts. If you're trying to work Antarctica or some obscure site, and I would really tune it down and maybe bump up the compression to kind of beat it through. But for what it sounds right now, I think it sounds terrific.
Very good, very good. Well, my compression's set at 4. And the mic gain is set at 30, QSL?
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, my compression's at 1 and my mic is at 23%.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll turn that. So what kind of signal am I coming across in terms of signal strength? Go ahead.
You're sitting right at 5.9.
Well, you can't beat that.
Yeah, and I guess the meters on these ICOMs are pretty accurate. On the live stream scope meter, it's showing about the same as well. So I guess they're both doing about the same. So I'd say that's a solid 5.9 signal.
Well, that works for me. And again, I'm only using this 1 meter magnetic loop, which is 8 feet off the ground, and no extra power. It's just barefoot. QSL?
Yeah, again, that makes me feel bad when I'm running between 800 and 900 on peaks with a hex beam, but I can't take it back, so I guess I'll just have to use it.
Yeah, well,
hello, CQ on 20 meters, CQ. Everybody around there listening, CQ in South Carolina is CQ. Go ahead.
Sir, the frequency's been in use.
I can hear you all over the band, man. You splattering up too much.
I'm watching my signal on the transmit, and I'm sitting at 2.7K, so I'm not splattering, sir.
I'm going to call CQ.
You're more than welcome to check in. We'd like to have a chance to talk to you once you give us your call sign.
I don't got one. Don't want one. Don't need one.
Well, I appreciate it. So you don't mind if I continue my live stream talking to other stations in, or would you like for me to move to a different frequency so you can have this one?
I bought my radio like you did. I don't have a big old amplifier like you got. And I don't think I quite a big amount.
Yes, sir. I'd be happy to move if you want the frequency. Well, we do appreciate you coming by. And if we can help you in the future, we'd love to do so. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon, sir. Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City, QRZ.
Whiskey 4, November Sierra Juliet.
Whiskey 4 again, please.
Whiskey 4, November Sierra Juliet. Good afternoon, Randy. The name is Jeff. Juliet Echo Fox Fox from Charlotte, North Carolina. Just passing by and heard you and brought up the YouTube channel and your QRZ and everything, and just want to say hello. Sounding great out here in the Carolinas today. Go ahead.
Okay, fine business. Thank you, Jeff, for coming back there, and yeah, appreciate you stopping in there, and hopefully the YouTube doesn't look terribly bad. I don't get but to see a small screen, so I'm not sure exactly what it looks like. But no, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, the handle here is Randy. We're just outside of Kansas City, playing radio this afternoon. See if we can make a few contacts. Boy, I tell you, the second or third contact in the Carolinas. I don't know what we've got a pipe on today, but wonderful signal. Congratulations there, Roger.
Roger, Randy. Thanks a lot.
Well, you ought to have a good signal. Loud as you are, bleeding over about 10 KC.
And hey, if the Chiefs play as well on Sunday as you sound today, I would think you guys are taking another trophy back home. I would say.
No, you got to quit throwing those flowers now. That ain't going to work. I appreciate that, but I'll just give them right back to you. Again, when conditions are good, it doesn't make any difference what you're doing. It's going to work, and then when they don't make any difference what you're doing. Looking at your page as well there, you have a hex beam as well. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, that is a Roger, Randy. Can't get up nearly as high as you are. I was looking at yours. Man, what a great setup you've got there. And especially the boat and the fish. Hey, you got the best of all worlds. When the bands aren't open, you go fishing. But yeah, we're in an HOA, so we had to be real cautious. So the top of the hex beam is probably only about 18 feet or so, but it's done a tremendous job. Those guys down there build a heck of a product. And running it with the Kenwood TS890 and a little Ameritron ALS 600, running about 480 watts or so, and we're happy with it. You know, with what we can do here, it's worked out real well. But man, I'm envious of your setup for sure. Go ahead.
No, I certainly wouldn't complain. I mean, your audio is rock solid. That's a heck of a rig. 890 is a beautiful, beautiful rig. Yeah, there's no complaints here at all. Well, you know, my hex beam is from Roger Rockwell, NA4R out of Pensacola, which I bought in January 2012, and I was so happy and tickled to get it. It showed up in 2 boxes on my back patio. I had a patio table with the hole in the middle for your umbrella, and I put a 4-foot pole there, and I started building it by his directions. And I got excited, everything all put together. I had a radio out there and strung some coax and hooked it up real quick. I called CQ 4 foot off the ground, and my first contact was the UK. So I don't think it really matters how high or how low it is. And it works, it's going to work.
Oh, I totally agree with you, Randy. I totally agree. My story was almost the same. I used the umbrella stand. I didn't have the table there, but I had the stand. Had a little small, about a 3 or 4 foot piece of PVC, like you say, and put it on it. Came in, tried it out, and my first contact was Loro in Italy, and at 4 feet off the ground. So, man, we definitely knew we had a keeper with that one. And like you say, you don't have to get it up very high, but those guys, they do. They build a great product down there, very simple to put up, and I did it myself. Don't have a lot of folks here to come over and everything, so I just kind of took my time and had one gentleman help me once we did the final installation, putting it up on top of the 6x6. But you're right, for less than 10 feet off the ground, it's amazing the receive and the transmit on these for sure. So, well, Randy, I won't keep you long. I just want to say hello. You got a great setup, not only on the QRZ there, but also here on the YouTube. And I'm envious, again, I'm envious of the tower, and especially the bass boat. Boy, that looks like that would be fun. I know you guys are probably in the depths of winter out there pretty strong right now. We've got some cold weather here in the Carolinas, but when it gets warm weather and we look for you on YouTube and don't see you, we know exactly where you're at. So I'll clear out here with you, Randy. Let you pick up some more. Great chatting with you again. Just a wonderful sound out here coming across the Great Smokies and all. So take care, and we'll look for you again. And have a great rest of the winter out there. Stay safe. Enjoy the barbecue. And again, good luck on Sunday. I got a feeling it's going to go in your favor. And look forward to talk to you later. Kilo 0 Romeo Whiskey Bravo from Whiskey 4 November Sierra Juliet 73, my friend. Take care.
Okay, Jeff. Well, we do appreciate the flowers there, and thank you for taking the time to stop by. Hopefully you'll do it again. We're trying to make this a routine, the most that we can, and yeah, you know, again, you listen to our QSO, listen to your own audio. I mean, it's spectacular. I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm a little envious of the rig. I mean, the 7300 is a great radio. Don't get me wrong. I had it now for almost 2 weeks. I have no complaints. It is not an 870 at all, but it does work. You and I could probably be sitting right next to each other, your station and my station. We'd be making the same contacts. That's just how it works. And you're right. Having an upside down umbrella works really well. I don't want to tell you what I paid for the tower, but it was less than $100. But anyhow, hey, enjoy the rest of your day. Stop in again and say hi if you would. And again, subscribe and like the channel, and that way you'll know we're out here. And we'll talk after the Super Bowl. That'd be a good conversation and see what happens. But I just hope it's a good game and everybody plays the best, and whatever happens, I don't care because they won last year. So my bucket list's been complete. Take care, Jeff. 7-3s. Whiskey 4 November Sierra Juliet Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo Randy in Kansas City. We'll be clear, my friend. 7-3s.
Roger, Randy. QSL 7-3.
Roger. And we'll go ahead and break with Jeff. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo Randy in Kansas City. We're clear in QRZ.
Kilo November 4 Mike Yankee Zulu.
Kilo November 4 station, please.
Yes, sir. This is Kilo November 4, Mike Yankee Zulu, North Florida. Name is Cyril. Over.
Oh, okay. Fine business, Cyril. Yeah, we got you in there. Boy, the southern states there on the Gulf are doing quite well. Gosh, you just about blew my headphones off there. I turned her back a couple of thousand watts there, if you would. Great signal coming into Kansas City. Looks like you're just kind of south of Newberry. Is that Roger?
That's a Roger. Actually, about 2.5 miles south of the stoplight in beautiful downtown Newberry. Over.
Oh my God! What do you do with yourself then?
Well, I got about a 400-acre farm out here. I can entertain myself fairly well. Question here today is I just put another amplifier online, and I wanted to know how it's sounding. Over.
Well, the signal's okay. It's almost 20 over. I don't hear any issue with the audio at all. I can go back and on the next go round, I'll look at the scope and the spectrum and probably tell you more. But you can see it online yourself, and you can tell me.
Okay, you're running about a 10 over 9 in excellent audio. So yeah, it's really good this afternoon. Are you in Kansas? Is that where you said you were?
Oh, heavens no. We're on the right side. We're on the Missouri side there, Roger.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that. How's the weather out that way been? It's been very cold here for Florida.
Well, I'll tell you what. We got a reprieve today. I think we're shooting toward 56, about 44 this morning around 8 o'clock. Now, we had to work our way up to it, and now we'll be working our way back down to Sunday when it's going to be a high of 11. So, again, you take it as it comes. I'm looking at it this way. Every day that's not so good versus the ones that are doesn't make any difference to me. It just means one day closer to spring. And on the spectrum, on your audio, you had a peak of at around 400, and then you had another peak around 15 to 1600, and then it kind of tailored off. But the new amplifier, you don't hear any hum or any noise with it. It is your audio, so I think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's an SB220 that I bought and converted over to 120 volts temporarily till I can get a 220 tap in here. Basically, the grid milliamp meter's dead, but that's not a serious problem. It's got a Harbach board in it. I'll just dig around in the schematic and see what died. It works okay for voltage, so the meter's okay. Over.
Yeah, I think it's doing okay. I know some of the older amplifiers, sometimes that there'd be a noise or a hiss that would come through with the audio at the same time, but I'm not hearing that with yours whatsoever. And again, the signal strength has been wonderful. So other than the amplifier, what's the other working conditions?
Working conditions are ICOM 7300, like everybody else, and I'm feeding it into an in-fed half-wave antenna. I have two of them that are completely homemade. I wound the transformers for power and put them up, tuned them with an antenna analyzer, and I also have a hex beam. However, I haven't put that up yet. Over.
Oh my gosh, I'll be over in the morning. You got to get that hex beam in the air. Oh my gosh. To me, it's been the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to amateur radio. That is the quintessential poor man's beam. I've had mine up since 2012. We bring it down once a year just to, do some quick inspections, periodic maintenance if it needs it. But boy, I wouldn't trade mine for the world, Roger.
Roger, I got this one from a Silent Key estate, and it doesn't have 6 meters on it. It looks to be a Traffy beam, and no 6 meters, but I hear good things about it anyway. Over.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever made a contact on 6 meters, so I really don't even go up there. So to me, it's nice it had it on there, but it's not a game changer. I spent a lot of time on 17 and 20. If the band is open on 15, 12, or 10, I'll go up there and so forth. But usually 17 and 20 are usually fairly active, and it works terrific for there. I mean, there are certainly better antennas with more gain and front-to-back rejection and so on and so forth. But for me, all in all, I mean, it's been a game changer for my station. I think it's really important if you're able to direct your signal. It just adds a little bit more to your station, Roger.
Roger, I kind of have a soft spot for 10 meters. I like 17 and 15 and work both of them. In fact, I go check 15 every day to see if it's got anything on it. If it doesn't, I call a few times and see if I can stir something up. But yesterday I went and checked 10 meters, and lo and behold, I managed to talk to a fella in Argentina and another one in Chile. So you never know what you're going to find if you just look around.
I've heard that. Everybody says that 15 is dead and 12 is dead, but if you go out there and, like you said, you just sit and call or listen, but it's like, where were they earlier? Again, and that's what I like about the 7300 is that spectrum. You don't hear anything, but you start rolling the band, and there's that little blip on that scope, and which I would never have heard of my other radio, so I don't have anything but good things to say about this particular rig, and apparently so do a whole lot of others, because it's been very, very popular in the U.S. and around the world. So we decided to jump in after we wanted to make sure it was tested enough. So what was it been out now, 3 or 4 years? So we made the jump a couple of weeks ago, but no regrets. But yeah, that's pretty cool that the bands are coming around. I mean, it's been so slow for so long. It's not to see the stuff is picking up again there. Go ahead.
Yeah, 15's a blast. And what I do is, if I got a little bit of time, and I usually do, I'm retired, I go to 15 and play around with it for 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes. Just watch it and call CQ on it a few times, and you'd be surprised what you can stir up around noon Eastern time.
I would have never guessed that time of day. I would have thought maybe later on in the afternoon, but I may have to look at that as well. I mean, we're like I said, we're trying to do this on a routine basis, doing the live stream. Sometimes stuff gets in the way. We might have to change the time or move it back, but we're trying to be fairly consistent. I know there's some people, I don't know how many, but there's a few that like to hear from me. I'm not sure why. Maybe they feel sorry for me. I'm not sure which, but anyhow, so we're trying to be rather consistent, and I'd like to be able to get some of the other bands as well. And I'd like to try to get contact with the 6 and 7 call areas, which for me runs about 4:30, 5 o'clock Central Time. Well, I can't be on the air this long because I lose you guys on the East Coast. And And you guys on the East Coast have been an absolute ball. I mean, everybody's got great signals and good audio, and they run wonderful equipment. I mean, all up and down the Eastern Seaboard. And so it's hard to pull away from that to go someplace else. It's kind of like fishing. You never leave fish to go find fish. Well, it's the kind of same with you guys because everybody's got such great signals there, Roger.
Roger, this is Kilo November 4, Mike Yankee Zulu. You mentioned live streaming. Are we actually streaming currently?
Oh, yeah. Didn't I tell you that in the beginning? I apologize. Yeah, I'm running a live stream right now. We've been out, gosh, I'm trying to think what it is, maybe 45 minutes, 50 minutes, thereabouts. And again, we're trying to do this on a daily routine basis. That's the intention. We missed the last couple of days. Some stuff got in the way. We weren't able to come back out, but we are live streaming right now. If you're interested in listening to our QSO later on, sir, all you have to do is you go to YouTube, go to the search bar at the top, type in my call sign K0RWB, and you'll see the latest video. And then you can do the playback, and then you can listen to your QSO. You can see if you be the determination if your audio is good or not. If you want to make some changes or something, fine. I've done it on several occasions. I thought my audio could have improved, and I was able to make some changes by listening to playback. So that's what we're doing with it today, Roger.
Roger. I guess I'll go find it in a little while and see if I need to hide under the chair. Over.
No, I don't think so at all. Honestly, it's a terrific signal for what you're running, and I think the audio is working as well. Well, again, I've not heard a bad 7300 personally. I've had a couple of contacts earlier, and they're running 7300s. I asked one gentleman, I said, well, what's your settings? And we made a couple adjustments on the air. And I said, well, listen to it later on the playback and decide if you like it or not. So you can do the same thing. It makes it kind of fun.
Yeah, and as a side note, I've been a general for about a year and 3 months now, so I'm still fairly new to this. However, I did have some experience with radio back in the 70s, and I've been very interested in it all my life and in and out of electronics all my life, so it's not foreign to me at all. Over.
Yeah, fine business. Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, we were kind of the same way. We grew up in the old CBs years ago, and everything just kind of graduated to the point to where we're at to now. There's always little improvements we can make on stuff and what have you. You can kind of massage this or, kind of move this around or what have you. And I'd like to think that I'm done at the point. I've done 2 upgrades in the last 2 months. One was a little bit newer amplifier in December, and now the rig 2 weeks ago. Otherwise, I think everything I've got is working fine. I don't want to change it if I don't need to. But we just thought maybe those 2 things would be something to look at, so that's what we kind of did. So, but sir, I'm going to see if we got some other people out there who've enjoyed the QSO, and we do appreciate you stopping by, and hopefully you'll do it again. We'd certainly like to hear from you. You got a good signal coming out of I'll just say Newberry, but you're west of Gainesville. I understand. We used to live in Valdosta, Georgia, so we know the area fairly well, so we weren't too far away, but. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the afternoon. And again, you've got a comment or something, you can leave a comment in the section if you want, something you liked or didn't like. Fine, just no profanity, of course. We haven't had any yet, but I don't want to start with any. But all the hams I've met, we've always done quite well. But yeah, please come back. We'd like to hear from you again, and we'll kind of see what's going on in your world in that particular time. So I'll say 7-3 for now, but thanks for the QSO. We did appreciate it, and for the first contact. Kilo November 4, Mike Yankee Zulu, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy, Kansas City, Whip Clear, 7-3s.
Okie dokie. This is Kilo November 4, Mike Yankee Zulu. I'm going to clear with Kilo 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo. Have a good afternoon. 73, great QSO. I hope to catch you another day. So bye-bye.
Yeah, 7-3s. I did hear an X-Ray 2 Oscar. Was that our station that had a X-Ray 2 Oscar again?
Yeah, hello, Randy. November X-Ray 2 Oscar, Rick in Rochester, New York, over.
Okay, Rick, in Rochester. Let me move the beam up your direction just a little bit. Maybe it'll help on my receive. I don't want to lose you. I didn't think I had any problem hearing you, but we don't want to do that. Well, thanks for stopping in and saying, hey, thanks for your patience. Don't know if you're waiting or not, but I'm not a big fan of 5.9 QRZ kind of thing, But I don't like having a short conversation. That's what we do it for, Roger.
Yeah, QSL
Randy. Well, you got a good signal in Rochester today. You're about 10 over 9, and I'm running low power, 100 watts, and of course an Icon 7300. The antenna's an end-fed half wave, and it's up only around 20 foot. Over.
Okay, fine business. Well, the meter's showing 5.9. And I'm running that same radio you are, so I would have to go ahead and say that that's a solid signal. The audio is really good and terrific for running barefoot there, Roger.
Yeah, well, you mentioned I like to have a rag chew myself every now and then. Unless I'm talking to DX, I can accept the signal report and move on. I was trying to work a station out of Namibia, Whiskey Victor V51 Whiskey Hotel, and I gave up that with the 100 watts, although I've worked them before. So it's nice to have a little rag chew. How's things your way this afternoon? Over.
Oh my gosh! If we were doing any better, we'd not do it ourselves. We got a surprise outside. It's sunny and just about 56. It was rather warm this morning. We did a few things outside that we needed to get done. Some work in our shop. We had some time this afternoon. We want to get back out and play radio for a little bit and get our live stream going. Like I said, we are on YouTube right now, live streaming. So you can actually go back and listen to our QSO. But anyway, I'm looking at your QRZ page, and you've got a picture of your shack. Is that a current pic? You've got a really great setup there, Roger.
Well, unfortunately, that is an old pic. Everything in that picture is just about gone. I had a 7300 at the time, but I'm on a different one now. When I moved from apartment to an apartment, which is my new one now, I had to sell a bunch of stuff to be able to afford to move. So, unfortunately, I'd like to have that amplifier, which is an Ameritron ALS 1306 at the time. Those were the days. Over.
Yeah, I've heard some really great things about the amplifier. We had some Ameritrons years ago, 811 and 811H, and we weren't very successful. It's because we tend to hunt and pound, so we forget to switch the band or tune up, and tubes they don't take kindly to that. So I think I spent more money in sets of tubes than I would have been on the air. So we had to say goodbye to them, and we ended up going with a solid state amplifier, which we still have here in the shack. It's a 10-tech Hercules 2. And it still runs great to the day I bought it, and we just wanted to have a little bit more juice, as they say. So in December, we picked up an ACOM 1000 amplifier, which we're using now, and we're about 9 and 950 on peaks. Of course, the 7300, a little Heil boom mic, and HM12, and we do have a little adjustments on the transmit audio, but that's about the only setup. It's not much, but we're proud of it, Roger.
Yeah, QSL, very good, Randy. Well, you're sounding very good, as most 7300s do. I've got my eyeball on an AL80B in the future. I don't know how far in the near future, but somewhere down the road, get my signal out a little better. And this spring, I'm hoping to get this antenna up a little higher on a telescoping mast. So that's the goal for my summer here. Of course, stay cold and free. That's the big thing. And we're just getting over our first snowstorm, which we had yesterday and the day before. We probably got about a foot of snow, although some areas got dumped on along the coast a lot worse than we did. And I do have the live stream up that I'm looking at. The sound is off right now. There's a bit of a delay on that, so running live, we're about 3 seconds ahead, I would say. Over.
Yeah, there's a little bit of delay, of course, and I think some of that's factored in just because of what the technology it takes to get it from one to the other to the other. But no, thanks for doing that. I appreciate you stopping on there, and hopefully you get a better look at the page than I get to see on my studio side. I don't get to see a whole lot of it. It's just quite small. But again, as I'm watching the audio spectrum and the scope, and watching your signal and your voice fluctuations, and it's really quite telling how well it's working for you. And I don't know if I would change anything, honestly. It does sound quite well. Again, when the conditions are good, it's good, and when they're not, they're not. So I have to contribute a lot of it to conditions, not when I'm running. Roger?
Yeah, very good. Well, I do change the audio settings quite a bit depending on what I'm doing with the rig. If I'm trying to work some DX, I'll narrow the bandwidth a little bit and crank up the treble and back down the bass a little bit. Otherwise, I forget what I'm running now, but I basically call this my rag tube mode. My voice, never been happy with my voice. It's always a little high-pitched and squeaky at times. So it wants to break up on occasion. But yeah, looking at the live stream, I think that's my QRZ. It's a little blurry on my computer, but it looks like my QRZ picture on the live stream. Over.
Yeah, I haven't changed it. It certainly is. Tell me real quick, what are you running for mic gain and what are you running for compression right now?
The mic gain is at 53 and the compressor's on 5. Over.
Okay, just kind of curious. I run 23 mic gain and I've got compression set at 1. If that gives you any idea.
Yeah, and I'm running. I don't know what you're using a desk mic, so I'm using the SM30. So I could probably tone it down a little bit with the compression and the gain. Probably wouldn't hurt at all. Over.
Well, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, you know what's going to sound best for you. I'm just, and the reason I ask that is because there's so many different 73 operators out there. I'm just kind of get a sense of how people have theirs set up and how it's working for them. Like I said, I've done the same thing as some others. I've done the playbacks afterwards, and I've wanted to make some changes based upon what I've heard. So I've made changes with mine. I mean, on transmit, I run +5 on treble and +3 for bass, and then again, I turn everything else pretty much down between the mic gain and the compression. I don't want to drive it too much because my old rig, I had to basically eat the microphone. This one here, you need to be 4 to 5 inches away. So it's just something to play with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what are you using for? What's the microphone over there?
This is a Heil HM12 boom mic.
Oh, okay, very good. And the picture, I don't know if I've got it up there, but I used to run the 781, PR781, which it's an okay mic, but you got to really crank it up on the gain because it's the condenser and whatnot. You want to drive that pretty heavy on that PR40. Over.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I don't know if that's just that particular mic or if it's the PR40 the only way or the 781 or what have you. I don't know the microphones that well. This is the first Heil microphone I've had. The other mic I ran in my system was from Audio Technica, and so this one kind of had to make it work as a package deal when I picked the rig up 2 weeks ago, and this happened to be on the used shelf. And I meant to say that earlier for other folks. I hear people all the time. Some people get tired of having to go to Gigaparts, HRO, R&L, and some of the other big box store places and what have you. I mean, we are just so lucky here in the metro. We have an amateur radio store that's in the metro here. It's 35 miles from my house, and it's called Associated Radio. And he has such a wonderful selection of used. I had options when I went over there 2 weeks ago. I could have picked up a nice used rig, because everything he goes through everything, or I could have bought a new rig. I ended up going the new rig because of the price point and so on and so forth. And, again, you don't know what you're buying sometime, and I'm not trying to preach or harp. That's not my intention here. But to be able to try stuff out, and he had a couple of used mics, and this was one of them, and he told me that this was a great setup for this particular radio, so I had to take his word for it. And, again, I have no complaints so far.
Yeah, very good. So I didn't realize that you've only had it a couple of weeks, the 7300?
Yeah, this Friday will be 2 weeks. I picked it up a week and a half ago, Friday afternoon.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's again, it certainly sounds good. You got a good combination working there for sure. I've been eyeballing, along with the amplifier. I think the amplifier's going to come first because tuning up the antenna's got to come first. But SWRs are great. This NFED, it's a 9 antennas, 75 through 10, and everything is within less than 2.0 across all the bands. So I can't complain about SWR. I just want to get it up higher, and I think my old check, I seem to be receiving a lot better. So I'm hoping that if I get it up higher, better receipt. But I've also been looking at this new Yaesu, this FTX10. Have you looked at that at all?
I did, and I still decided to go with this rig. Nothing against the Yaesu, but I don't see an $800 difference between that rig and this one, basically. So I kind of went this direction. So, hey, Luke, I've got to run. I'm going to kind of make some more contacts here. Don't mean to cut you off there at all. I don't see a contact in the log, so I appreciate the first contact with us, and thank you for checking out the live stream. And again, listen to your audio yourself and get an idea of what it sounds like. I think it sounds pretty good. Again, but you'll be the better judge, of course. And stop in again. We'd like to catch up with you. Hopefully after the Super Bowl, and of course the local boys have done it. But anyhow, we'd like a chance to hear from you anyway. But let me say 7-3 for now. Got another station here that sent me a live chat I got to get with real quick. But we do appreciate the quick QSO, and hopefully we'll do it again real soon. Thanks for waiting out there anyhow, and I'm glad we got a chance to talk. November X-Ray 2, Oscar. Boy, I can't say that real fast. K0RWB, Randy, Kansas City. Thanks again, 7-3s.
Yeah, okay, Randy, very good. I'm going to assume you're a Kansas City fan for the Super Bowl, and we'll put you down in the logbook. Hope to catch you again, and we'll look forward to listening to the live stream. I'm sure I'll be able to figure out how to run that. So we'll say 73's K0RWB NX20.
Okay, sounds good. Take care. I'll go ahead and clear with you. I'm going to see if Robert's out there. Kilowatt Charlie 2 Tango Echo Lima. Bob, are you out there? Go ahead.
This is KC2TEL, Bob.
No, it's Kilo Charlie 2, Mike Hotel.
Well, see what happens sometimes when you when you get through like that, Bob, or Robert, however you go by. But I did see the live chat, so I wanted to take a chance to get back to you. Thanks for standing by. How are things in your neck of the woods today?
Well, we get a lot of snow up here. The place is ridiculous. I hate snow. I have to move somewhere where that's more the time, over.
Yeah, I've heard that you get a little snow from time to time, but I also know you get some really wonderful spring and summers. So it's kind of a trade-off. I guess at some point you just kind of get where you gotta make a play. I certainly understand it, but we've been up there in the summer times, and it's awful pretty country as well. So you got that going for you, Roger.
Well, some people will talk and not say anything.
Only for the snow. I'm 66 years old, and shoveling is not good for me anymore. So anyway. I'm running a Yaesu FT950, only 100 watts, with an antenna in my garage. It's only up about 13 feet. I don't have any trees or anything around here to put up a proper antenna, over.
Yeah, I copy that. Well, that's working. I mean, that was the rig I just traded in 2 weeks ago. It was a 950 I bought new. Terrific radio, and just had never had an ICOM product per se, and went that direction. The meter is showing you about 5 and 5, 5 and 6. A little bit of noise on the band, but your audio is okay. It's coming through just fine. But like I said, I saw there on the chat, and I wanted to answer back to you. I didn't want you hanging out there too long, Roger.
Roger. I'm not going to stick around, so I'll just say 73 for now, over.
Yeah, no problem at all. I appreciate it. Thanks for standing by, and I'm glad we got a chance to get a quick QSO in there. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, every day you've got snow is another day closer to spring. That's how we work it here as well. So it's going to break for all of us one of these days before you know it. And then we're going to be complaining about how hot it is and wish it was winter again. But you do what you got to do, brother. But thanks for coming by and checking in with us. Come back again. And again, if you want to hear our QSO, go to YouTube and the search engine, put in my call sign, and you'll get this video stream, and you can listen to the QSO. It'll be kind of fun. Anyway, 7-3 for now, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Kilo Charlie 2, Tango Lima, Tango Echo Lima, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy, Kansas City. 7-3s, my friend.
Kilo Charlie 2, Mike Hotel Yankee.
Kilo Charlie 2, Mike Hotel Yankee. Well, there's a big signal there. How you doing here, Kevin?
I'm doing fine. I just heard Jimmy. I just wanted to wave the hand. I'm trying out my
ICOM 718. I normally operate off the FT897, but I'm on my ICOM 718. How you doing out there today, and how do you copy us there, Gad?
Oh, well, found business. Yeah, that rig, I think you just better send it to me and let me work on it for a couple of years there. Go ahead.
Yeah, copy. Okay, hey, so that means that I'm doing good then. If you want to work on it, man, it means to me there that this radio is working there, QSL?
Yeah, Kevin, you're doing just fine. 5 and 8, 5 and 9. The difference is you got a nice little punch to the audio. So, yeah, I don't have any trouble hearing you there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, that's what I like about this radio. It has a good swing, and I can even tell on my radio how good it is there. Back over to you.
Yeah, fine business. No, I think, again, you can never tell any part of the day when the band's going to be good or not be good. So you take it for what it is. And for some reason, up and down the East Coast, I've had very good luck. Most of the stations have terrific signals, good audio. I don't really hear a downside per se. I just wish I could get to more people, but it is what it is. I guess if everybody gets to eat at the same time, nobody want to eat the next time. So, yeah, I hate to leave people hanging, but we try to grab them while we can. But boy, yeah, I think you're doing real well. And if it looks like, if I got this right, you're kind of south and east of Brooklyn, Roger. Kevin, are you still in there?
Yeah, I'm still in here. Yeah, I just wanted to get back. I was basically talking to one of my neighbors over here, and I just had to turn the radio down because it's loud and he tried to get some sleep. So I just think I toned it down a little bit, man, so I won't really disturb him. I'm not causing no interference, just that the radio was loud, and my voice is extremely high. So I think I'll back it down just a little bit. Hey, but I just want to let you know, man, that you sounded good. I got you like, 5 and 9, and sometime we'll swing it up to a 10 there, QSL.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we've got no problem hearing you as well. Like I said, if you think there's a problem with that rig, just go ahead and send it to me, and I'll be happy to work on it for you for a couple of years. Always use a backup. No problem at all. No problem. But no, thanks for stopping in, and it's definitely working for you well. Hopefully you'll have a chance to kind of keep an eye on the big game. If you want to have good thoughts for the guys in red down here in our part of the country, we'd be more than happy to take them. But we hope it's going to be a good game anyway. But we're ready for it to happen. Maybe next year the Giants or the Jets will do something for you.
Hey, Roger. Well, I don't know about the Giants and the Jets. I really couldn't tell you too much about them. I don't know what they could, really, do. The Jets, I don't know. The Giants, I don't know. It's just like the Yankees. The Yankees always seem like they really get over to the, what is that there, the playoffs, and they just seem like they I really don't like that there, QSL.
Yeah, I certainly understand there. I certainly do. Kevin, the band's switching a little bit there. You kind of dropped down on me. Let me go ahead and say 7-3s before we lose each other altogether. But, hey, thanks for stopping by there. And, by the way, the equipment is working quite well. Who knows? It could be the time of day or just what. But we'll take it for what it is. But we got a QSO out of it, and it's good. Looks like the first contact as well. So thanks for that. And come back again. You get some time. We'd like to catch up, see how things are going for you. I'll say 7-3s for now, and look for you down the log. Kilowatt Charlie 2, Mike Hotel Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We'll be clear, my friend. 7-3s.
Hey, 7-3, my friend, at
Whiskey 3, Lima Alpha Sierra.
KC2MHY, 73 for now. Have a good one.
Roger, 7-3s. Want to break to see if Mike is in there. Kilowatt Delta 2, Sierra X-Ray Delta. Mike, are you in there today?
November 1 Fox, Quebec, Victor.
November 1 station. Stand by one if you would, please.
Okay.
I appreciate that. We'll try one more time for Mike. Kilowatt Delta 2, Sierra X-Ray Delta. Mike, are you in there? Nothing heard from Mike there. The November 1 station, come back with your call, please, sir.
Yeah, November 1 Fox, Quebec, Victor.
Now, you faded on the last there. Give it to me one more time, please.
November 1 Fox, Quebec, Victor.
I got November 1 something, Quebec Victor.
Yeah, November 1 Fox. You got it, November 1 Fox, Quebec, Victor.
South Orleans, Massachusetts.
Yeah, right, yeah, that's 15 miles from Boston. You've been moving in here.
November 2, Quebec, Charlie Uniform. Do you copy? QSL? QSS?
Yeah, I got a little bit of noise on the band. You've been kind of coming in and out a little bit. I don't know how well you're able to copy me, but I think we pulled you out that time. Just wanted to make sure that we had the call correct. We're getting a little bit of chatter a couple of KCs above us. Weren't sure if we were getting the call right, but yeah, we heard you in there. I can come back and look at the meter next time around. Go ahead.
November 2, Quebec, Charlie Uniform.
About an hour. But
November 2, standby.
there where the guys can chat with you before you call them. N1FTV.
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the upper New England states, maybe the band is changing. And we just had one in Brooklyn, kind of faded as well. So I don't know if you're able to copy me. I've got a really light copy on you, and I'm getting about every third word. I apologize for that. I don't know if the band is changing or just what, but we'll try it one more time and see if we can copy you.
What's your call?
New York City. This is November 2, Quebec, Charlie Uniform.
I got a whole bunch of friends. They all have that 7300, but
November 2, Quebec, Charlie Uniform. Stand by, please.
okay. That's a beautiful radio. Back to you, N1FTV.
Yeah, okay, fine business. Yeah, it's the copy is really kind of light. Maybe I've got a little bit more noise on my end. Maybe you need to try to clear it before we drop it all together, or maybe we can try it again later. I do apologize. So let me say 7.3s. Maybe we'll have a little bit better conditions a little bit, or we can try it again another day. We're trying to make this a routine here, and maybe we'll have a chance to work again. I do apologize. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. We're going to be clear. QRZ.
Kilo 1, Oscar, Fox, Oscar.
Roger, 7-3. The November 2 Quebec Charlie Uniform. Are you still there?
Whiskey Bravo. You got a copy, W7FMA?
I hear you, 57.
Okay, George, I copied the 5 and 7, 5 and 7. There must be a little bit changes up there in the New England states. You guys aren't coming in quite as good as you were earlier, but we got a copy on that time. We'll see if we can get a signal report on you next go-around. Go ahead.
Okay, how you doing? I'm talking to you with a Saiyu G90. How this radio sounds to you?
It doesn't sound bad. You're about 5 and 5, 5 and 6. Not a really strong signal, but we're able to pull you out. We do have a station a few KCs higher that's coming over a little bit, but we were able to get you that time. Roger.
Thank you very much. What kind of equipment are you using?
Running an ICOM 7300 and a hex beam.
Yeah, hex beam. That's a good antenna. Yeah. It's a very good antenna.
Yeah, it's worked real well for us so far. We've been real happy with it, George. Roger. Hey, we'll go ahead and clear with you as well. The band's kind of changing up there. I don't know what's going on per se, but I hate to lose you and have a one-way conversation. But we did make contact with you, and we'll have you in the log. And if you want to hear the little short QSO between the two of us, we're live streaming on YouTube right now. You can go to YouTube and type in my call sign, and you can see the video and do the playback if you like. So apologize that the band's not better for us at the moment, but it may change. But anyway, thanks for stopping in, and I'm glad we got to work, even if it was a little bit. So November 2, Quebec Charlie Uniform, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We'll be clear, my friend, 7-3s.
Okay, 73 to you.
Roger, roger, 7-3s. K0RWB, QRZ.
K4UCG, Kilo 4, Uniform Charlie Golf.
I heard thank you. There's a ton of you out there. I'll try to do the best I can here. I did hear a Kilo station again.
Kilo 4, Uniform Charlie Golf.
Kilo 4, Uniform Charlie Golf. Got you that time. Apologize for that. Gosh, I didn't think there were many people standing out there, but apparently there are. Yeah, thanks for coming back to the call. The handle here is Randy. We're about 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City. We're playing radio this afternoon, but we're also doing a YouTube live stream. Roger?
Copy that. This is Andy in South Carolina, Spartanburg, South Carolina. Got a Wolf River coil antenna on the ground with only 3 radios, running the FT991A, and good to talk to you. I look forward to seeing the video.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Well, you've got a really good, clear audio signal, and you said you're operating a 991 Alpha. Is that a Roger?
Roger that, 991 Alpha.
Oh, 5 minutes. Yeah, I've heard some really good things about the radio. I've never operated one personally myself, but I know lots that do, and they all seem to like them so good. And tell me again what the antenna was?
The Wolf River coil, and I have I think it's 200 and something inch telescopic whip extended all the way out, and I'm using just a very, very tippy tip of the coil, so it's mostly the whip.
Okay, 5 minutes. Yeah, we got it that time. Well, I think your setup is working pretty good, and there's one thing to be said about simplicity, and it sounds like that's what's working for you for sure. But yeah, like I said, we're doing this stream today, and if you want to go back and listen or watch the QSO, you certainly could. I think it sounds terrific. I haven't heard many 91As out there per se, probably just timing on my part, but the ones I've had have sounded good. And your audio is really clear. The band's starting to move around a little bit, so the signal's been up and down, but the audio hasn't changed, so it's working for you just fine there, Roger.
Awesome, good deal. I've had my license for several years, but I've just gotten into HF pretty hot and heavy lately. I just got this radio about a month ago, so it's pretty exciting to make a good contact.
Yeah, I think anytime you make contacts, that's what the name of the game is. And congratulations on getting into the hobby. I think you'll enjoy it. I believe there's something for everybody. To somebody who's the casual operator, to somebody who's on it all the time. There's certainly something there for everyone. I've met some wonderful operators in my time in ham radio, and I would anticipate you would as well. You show respect and you usually get it. That's my kind of thing. So, and we always try to be good stewards of amateur radio. But thanks for stopping in. We'll see if we can make a couple more contacts there, but we were able to pull you out. I think it was timing there. We were able to pull out the Kilo because the pileups gotten kind of big. But hey, good luck with the station and congrats again. And come back again sometime and check in with us, see how things are going in your part of the world. Hopefully you'll have a great what's left of the day and a good rest of the week to the big weekend and the big game on Sunday. Keep your fingers crossed with those Chiefs for me. I'd sure appreciate it. 7-3s, my friend. Take care. Kilo 4, Uniform Charlie Golf, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy, Kansas City. We'll be clear. 7-3s, my friend.
Whiskey 4, Kilo November, Whiskey Baker 3.
The Whiskey 4 station, please. Whiskey 4 station again, please.
Whiskey 4, Kilo November.
Whiskey 4, Kilo November. Got you that time. How you doing there, Bobby?
I was just going to comment on you've got a beautiful radio signal there.
Well, I appreciate that. I can't take any credit with it. I guess I'm the only one sitting behind the microphone. I guess I'll do a little bit, but I appreciate that. Sending flowers back your way. Just outside of Tifton, is that right?
That's correct. About 3 miles south of the town there. I'm running a Yaesu. Where did that come from? ICOM 7610, over.
I copied the 7610. Well, I've traveled through there a few times. I spent 3 years in Valdosta, and I was told by the locals if you lived anywhere north of Tifton, you was a Yankee, so I guess you got covered, Roger?
Well, I'm right on the fringe. In Tifton, we say anything north of Cordele, which is 40 more miles north.
Okay, fine. But I have a feeling it changes depending on where you live. We spent 3 years in Valdosta and had some wonderful neighbors in the neighborhood there, and it is definitely peculiar. It's the only place I can remember running the AC from March to December.
Oh yeah,
I've been outside with a short shirt sleeve today, so I bet you can't say that.
Well, sir, it was 56 degrees today, and I did it this morning, a little bit early this afternoon. So now I can't tell you what's going to happen here later on, but we got a reprieve today, but we're looking for a high of 11 on Sunday.
Roger. Okay, you're about 25 over S9 here, and clear as a bell. I just wanted to comment on it. What kind of rig are you running? And I'm on a log periodic about 60 feet up and running 100 watts.
Well, I'd leave the barefoot alone. It's definitely working, the log periodic. We've got a 2-week-old ICOM 7300 with the hex beam. Roger.
Roger, I saw the picture of the beam there on K0RWB. But okay, well, thanks a lot. I'll let you get back to your calling there, and I just wanted to speak. It sounds almost like an FM station here. K0RWB from Whiskey 4 Kilo November.
You know, I appreciate that, Bob, and also thank you for your Air Force service. If you saw my page, you know what I'm talking about. So, but thank you as well. And thanks for coming back to the call there, and I'm glad you had a chance to stop by. We try to do this on a regular basis. You hear us out there, come back in again. I'd like to have a chance to talk with you and see how things are going in your neck of the woods as well. So we're able to pull you out of the noise, so you've got a great signal as well. You've been 5.9 plus 10, so nothing to complain about there as well, especially for barefoot. Makes you wonder why I spent the money for an amplifier. But today you're doing just fine, my friend. Take care. Whiskey 4 Kilo November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We're clear in Q.R.Z.
Whiskey Alpha 2, Juliet, India Delta. Good afternoon, Randy.
Whiskey Alpha 2 again, please.
Yeah, okay. This is the other Bernie in upstate New York. How you doing today, Randy?
Okay, give me the call again, please, to make sure I've got it right.
Whiskey Alpha 2, Juliet, India Delta. The other Bernie in upstate New York.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, it just took me a second there because there was a couple others and I wasn't able to get it. And I always get in trouble, Bernie, when I assume. So I try not to do that. So I wanted to verify it is who it is. So how you doing this afternoon, buddy?
Hey, doing pretty good. Just sitting here, staying in the house where it's warm. We had more snow yesterday and more today, and I'm getting tired of winter. I think it's 25 degrees here, and we've had our share of snow. I'm not going to hold you too long, Randy. Just wanted to say hi, and we'll talk to you again. I wanted to get in there before the band changed too much. You're probably an S9, maybe 10 over sometimes. The band is changing, I think. Whiskey Alpha 2, Juliet, India Delta. 7-3, and we'll catch you another day.
Okay, Bernie. Hey, that audio is you can hear a pin drop. That's crystal. I don't know if you've sounded that good before, but that is just crystal. Did you make some changes or not?
No, this is the same thing. This is a PR40 microphone from Heil, and I think I got it tuned in pretty good. I got online with a couple other people, and they helped me get the equalizer set. This is a Flex radio. It's got an 8-band equalizer. But, of course, you sound good on the 7300. You know, I got one of those, too, and I just used a hand mic on that. And I don't know whether you're using something other than the hand mic. Oh, I think you are. Yeah, you got a Heil. You got a PR 6181, something like that. Yeah, I think you told me that before. Yeah, I love this PR40. But anyway, I just wanted to jump in there and say hi, and we'll catch you another day. WA2JID.
I appreciate it, Bernie. Yeah, no, thanks. Thanks for coming in. And no, it sounds good. No, it is a Heil mic. It's an HM12. I think it's got a few years on it. It's a second hand that was at the shop when I picked up the rig a week ago. It had just been brought in about 10 minutes before I got there. A young man's father was a silent key and brought in a bunch of equipment, and just happened to be in the box that he was bringing in to the store. So when I finally decided on the 7300, we were looking at a Heil Gold Line, a couple others, and he says, well, we just got this equipment in and I'll sell you this microphone. And I said, okay, fine. So no complaints. But anyway, hey, thanks for coming in again. Nice to hear you as always. Apologize. I just wanted to make sure I had the call right because, again, I don't want to assume I get in trouble really quick that way. But, hey, we'll do it again. And come by anytime. We'll talk some more. No problem. Whiskey Alpha 2, Juliet into Delta, K0RWB. We'll be clear, Bunny. Thanks again.
KP4 Delta.
Whiskey Baker 3, Golf Victor Tango.
Whiskey Bravo 3 again.
Here, Roger. My call, Whiskey Bravo 3, Golf Victor Tango. Whiskey Baker 3, Germany, Victor Tokyo. My name is Brian. Bravo Romeo India Alpha Nancy. I'm in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and copying you 5 and 9.
Okay, Brian, 5 minutes. Thanks for standing by out there. I didn't realize it was that big of a pileup, but I'm not a big fan of 5.9 QRZ either. So, but I can't do an hour queue. But we want to make sure we get everybody while we can. But no, hey, terrific signal. Just looks like Westchester, I think, is what it shows here on the map. And I don't, let me look here, I don't see a contact as well, so thanks for the first contact. Yeah, again, the name is Randy. We're about 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City. We're on the Missouri side. We like to say the right side. And we just had some time this afternoon again, so we're playing radio. We've been trying to do this on a regular routine basis. We're also doing a live stream on YouTube. Roger?
Yeah, I was checking out your live stream on YouTube, actually, so I'll go back and I'll watch that afterwards and see just how bad I sound. But great to work you. And yeah, I was actually reading the mail there for a bit, and I actually knew two guys that I grew up with who were both, as we in the Marines used to call you guys, sky cops. They were both MPs in the Air Force, Jimmy and Danny McCaughan. They were definitely during your era, both enlisted guys. Jimmy, like 2 years older than Danny. But anyhow, I think they both were in for a long time. Realizing, though, of course, that the Air Force is huge as compared to the Marine Corps.
Well, yeah, I guess, but well, yeah, of course, if they were sky cops, they were also called air police. They wore the bus driver hat, as we used to call it. My time was 83 to 2017, so we escaped a little bit of that. We were the last, or at least I was one of the last ones to wear the whole 505 ODs. And then they finally graduated to the BDUs and then the ACUs and so on and so forth. Now the multicams and whatever else. But yeah, it was certainly a different time, no doubt. But yeah, if you listen to the playback, you had nothing to worry about. That is terrific. It's a solid audio. Again, look at the audio scope and the spectrum. You're right in there, dead solid. Your voice fluctuations. Yeah, I that's terrific. I don't think you're going to complain at all.
That's good, Randy, and I think you definitely will appreciate that. I was in a Marine A6 Intruder Squadron, and basically I think that the nickname Sky Cops comes from some of my squadron mates at Nellis getting a little bit too crazy, and you guys being called on them, and lots of obnoxious behavior followed by the general saying no Marine squadrons can deploy there for 6 months. But, you know, it was a night out for the guys.
Well, I think you have these inter-service one-upsmanship, and I think everybody knows that's just kind of how it goes. You kind of give each other service a hard time. I always tell people I had a choice, so I joined the Air Force. And, you know, so that's one way to hit it. My youngest daughter is Army, so I always introduce her to my friends, and I tell them that this is my daughter. She's in the Army, so you got to talk a little slower. And so, you know, there's something for everybody. I won't do a Marine Corps one because we're on the air. I don't want you to run away. Go ahead.
I don't know about that, but I do know that it might have had to do with, you know, red flag and it's Vegas, baby. I think that especially some of the married guys got real crazy when you go out on deployment. You know, we'd send like guys and 3 airplanes out to 29 Palms every 3 months. So if the guys are getting to fly, red flag in Vegas, it's a gimme. And they definitely had fun and rode a legend or two.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, we've been to Indian Springs on several occasions, and red flag and silver flag. We did all those back in the day. I still feel from time to time I'm digging sand out of my ears. Not much from there, but other places that have a large sandbox. But it is what it is, and I wouldn't change a thing for it. If they asked me to come back, I would. I don't know if they'd want me, but I'd still give it a go there, Roger.
Yeah, roger that, Randy. And as far as the inter-service rivalry is concerned, let me explain it this way. If you were to rate just on food all the services, I think about 95% of the Marines I know would tell you somewhere on an Air Force base. If they were on Okinawa, it was Kadena. That's where they had their best meal. I went through Mildenhall in England, the U.S. Air Force RAF base there. And I used to go to Myrtle Beach. There used to be an Air Force base there, and the Palmetto Inn. When they served chicken at the Air Force base, it was actually chicken.
Yes, very, very true. There wasn't too many of those surprise cans. Oh, let's see what's in this can. No, I remember that there wasn't too many of those. They did they spent a little bit more money on quality of life than maybe some other divisions and other agencies per se. Like I said, there was a group that would get just as muddy and dirty as some of the other services as well. But I will tell you this, I learned a long time ago that an E4 got paid the same whether he was digging the foxhole or called CE to come out with a backhoe and dig it.
That may be true, but I'll tell you this much. I sat between the pilot and co-pilot just about half the flight between Mildenhall and Cherry Point. And I kind of came away from it just thinking these guys are doing it upright. Plus, I think even in the Air Force, and this was a C-141, for a single guy, if you were a crew chief on a 141 back, I was in from 78 to 81, and this guy, he was a master sergeant, and he tells me he had made 15.5 in base pay the year before. That was 1979, and he goes, but I made 17.9 in temporary duty pay because every time those wheels touch somebody else's runway, cha-ching, he gets temporary duty pay. And he was for a single guy. I mean, traveling all over the world, temporary duty pay, great food. What's not to love?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I certainly can understand that. That's why there was a time in Germany that E3s were buying and driving brand new BMWs and Mercedes. So I know that as well. And I know we're getting $110 a day per diem to go from Greece to Wiesbaden Hospital and spending 4 days at the Amelia Earhart. So I know what that per diem was like as well. We certainly enjoyed those little trips there, Roger.
Yeah, I think the other thing they had on us was this. They weren't flying hand-me-down airplanes from the Navy. When I was in, we were toward the end of the A6's lifespan. I guess they were the last A6 squadron, I think, folded in like 92. But the way I pictured us getting airplanes was the CAG is standing out there on the flight deck, and one of his Navy squadron commanders comes up and says, look, I got 22 birds in the squadron now, and 2 of them are a real piece of crap. How about if we push them over the side and just get rid of them, because I don't want to take care of them. And little ensign runs up and says, sir, I got a better idea. How about if we give it to the Marines and watch those idiots fly it? And that's what they did.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, why am I not surprised? We're going to have some more fun and go out to Kirkland and go to the Boneyard. the all services boneyard out there, and you could spend a week or so and look at some of the aircraft. And I know how they're keeping some of them in the air now because they're cannibalizing them off the boneyard. But yeah, it's interesting. Well, if you can get it in the air, that's the main thing. If you have to work to get to it, I certainly understand that. We didn't necessarily pick our job, but we did pick the service. And again, we had some really good places and some not so good, but we wouldn't change anything. So it's just the way it works. Brian, we're going to make a couple of calls more, and then we've got to shut her down before the YL comes in the room here and starts beating me on the head. But really enjoyed the QSO, and thank you for your service. I can tell that you were passionate about it as well, so I hope your career was as good as mine is. We can share some stories, no doubt. But come back again sometime. We'll kind of pick it up where we left off, talk about some other ones as well. But hopefully things are going well for you there in the Philadelphia area, and hopefully you're watching the big game this weekend, and we'd like it if you pulled for the Chiefs. It'd be nice. If not, I understand. But enjoy the rest of what's left of your day, Brian. And thanks for coming in and got a chance to break the pile up there, so I'm glad we got a chance to talk. We'll say 7-3 for now. Whiskey Bravo 3, Golf Victor Tango, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We'll be free. We'll be clear, my friend. 7-3s.
Okay, Randy, and thanks so much for taking the time to rag you a little bit. We'll look forward to meeting you next time. K0RWB, Whiskey Baker 3, Golf Victor Tango in Westchester, PA is clear. 7-3, my friend.
Roger, 7-3s. We're going to take a couple more calls. If anybody else out there, then we're going to have to shut her down. K0RWB, QRZ.
Kilo Papa 4 Echo Yankee Tango.
The Kilo Papa 4 Echo again?
Kilo Papa 4 Echo Yankee Tango.
Okay, I got you that time. Kilo Papa 4 Echo Yankee Tango. Good afternoon. Thanks for stopping in. How are things going down in Puerto Rico? Go ahead.
Well, pretty slow. You know, the COVID situation is everywhere, but you're trying to catch up and stay safe. Over.
Yeah, fine business. Hey, you got a great signal today coming in from Puerto Rico to Kansas City. I said the handle here is Randy, and we're about 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, central U.S., of course. And we had some time this afternoon playing radio, and we're also doing a live stream on YouTube, so you'll get a chance to hear your QSO later. Go ahead.
Oh, good deal. I never thought I would be on YouTube someday. Well, name here is Eddie Berto, and I'm from Chamoy, Puerto Rico, 63 miles west from the capital, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Over.
Okay, fine business. Yeah, I just pulled your page up, and boy, that's terrific. You didn't do that in 5 minutes, that's for sure. I'd be curious to see how you got the meter and stuff to work on there, but that's pretty slick. Yeah, you spent some time on this. This is pretty cool, and some of your little awards you've got there and so forth. And gosh, and even some cards. I don't have anything close to being that nice, so I don't think I better send you anything, Roger.
Well, you know, it takes a little time. I had so many cars here at the desk, and I said, well, let me put them offline so I could, you know, actually see them and not go over them. Over.
Yeah, fine business. Well, it's interesting that some people have some just wonderful cards, and to me, thinking outside the box, I wouldn't begin to think about putting a card together like this. But you have got some really neat cards. Of course, everybody on YouTube is seeing it right now as well. But golly, I'm just curious how you're able to put them all next to each other, side by side by side. It must be some trick to it, Roger.
Oh yeah, I spent some time right there. I just go into the menu and just add it, and just, you know, and pick a size so they can all fit neatly there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it was done on purpose, but I'm sure you had to kind of maneuver a few of them around and probably resize a few of them, and it's really interesting. I've seen a lot of QRZ pages, but I've never seen anything that's this detailed. You really should pat yourself on the back. That is just terrific what you've got here.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, I never thought that somebody would like it. Over.
Oh, no, not at all. And you've got one special card here. Matter of fact, I've made contact with them, too, in Greece. Sierra Victor 1, Papa Mike Romeo. I've made contact with them a few times as well. I actually lived in Greece for 3 years, and I speak a little bit of the language. So whenever they're on the air and I'm able to hear them, I always try to work them. But I see that you've got the card. I didn't get the card from you. I didn't ask for it, but I do remember the call, Roger.
Oh, Roger. Yep. I like to, like I said, put them up, and if they come back and watch my page, we'll see that, hey, I did that. He really did put the card up. So I enjoy doing it. It takes time. Sometimes I just have to wait, get some cards. Actually, I got about 6 or 7 more I have to put up, so I have to scan them and all that stuff. But it'll be interesting after maybe at night do it. Kilo Zero Romeo Whiskey Bravo Kilo Papa 4 Echo Yankee Tango 5.
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, I finding the time to put that together, and your page just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, I've got your main pick there, amateur radio operator, and you got your pick there and your rig above it. I believe that's a Yaesu, if memory serves. So now everybody gets to see your nice, pretty face as well, there, Roger.
Oh, Roger. That's the FTDX 3000. That's what I'm running right now. Hope it's doing good, cause sometimes it gets messy sometimes. Over.
Yeah, I don't have any problems hearing you at all. You've been 5.9 the entire time. The audio is fine. I almost purchased that rig 2 weeks ago. We have a local store here, and they had one that was used, and we decided to go with the ICOM. So we have an ICOM 7300, which is quite popular, and we thought we'd give it a chance. The 3000 didn't quite have the back end for USB ports and so forth that we wanted to do for live streaming and stuff. I know it could be done, but it was a little bit more simpler with the ICOM. Another reason we went that way. But I did have the 3000 on the bench and was using it a little bit. Has a terrific receive, no doubt about it. Has a wonderful receive. And, of course, I'm familiar with it because I had a Yaesu 950. So we know what it's like with the menus and setting up the EQ. But, yeah, yours sounds real good. No problems hearing you whatsoever. But you didn't tell me what kind of antenna you're running today.
Okay, sorry about that. I have an A4S Kushcraft, and I'm pushing around 450 from an ALS 600 Ameritron. Those are my working conditions with the M100 mic from the Yaesu. Over.
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, it's working great. Working great. Well, I'm hoping you're not having to worry about pushing any snow today. We didn't have to. Actually, one of the best days we've had in quite a while. I think we had about 56 degrees today, and it's been sunny all day, which has been unusual. We haven't had much sun the last couple of weeks, and it kind of brings you down a little bit. But hopefully you didn't have to push any snow today, and you've got decent weather as well, Roger.
Well, the only thing I pushed away was leaves, because it's 88 degrees here and sunny. Or
yeah, that's about what I thought you would say. I had a feeling it was going to be 80 plus, but that's terrific. That really is. Yeah, I think I made another contact down in your part of the world a week or so ago over in the British Virgin Islands. I can't think of the call off the top of my head. And I'm kind of surprised. This time of day, the bands start to drop off to me on the eastern seaboard. I know you're a little bit south of that. Yeah, it's been a really good signal. And I'm really glad that we got a chance to get in there. I've got to run here in a few minutes, but was trying to grab a couple more calls, and I'm glad you came back. As I was telling the others, I don't know if you heard me last time or not, but we are doing the live stream on YouTube, so if you want to hear our QSO and do a playback, you can certainly do that. Just go to YouTube and go in the search bar there and just type in my call sign, and then you'll be able to hear our QSO, Roger.
Oh, very interesting. I would have to take a look into that because I would like to hear how I sound anyways. Randy, nice to hear you. Nice to talk to you for a while. I'm going to say 7 straight. Take care. God bless you and the family. From Kilo Papa 4 Echo Yankee Tango. Till next time.
Yeah, you bet. I appreciate you stopping by. And, yeah, that's the nice thing about this live stream. You can play it back. I think your audio sounds wonderful. But you know your voice better than anyone, so you be the judge of that. And again, yeah, please come back. We're trying to do this on a routine basis. We're trying to get out here at least once a day around this time and so forth. And we'd like to hear from you again, so we'll have a chance to work you as well. But thank you for the first contact, and enjoy what's left of the day. Have a great remaining week and a good weekend, and we'll hope to hear you down the log as well. We'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo Papa 4 Echo Yankee Tango, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We'll be clear again, 7-3s.
7-3s, and thank you for the service.
Roger, take care. K0RWB, we got time for one more call. Anybody stations anywhere, come back with your call sign.
Kilo Papa number 4, Delta Kilo Echo for give you a report.
Kilo Papa 4, Delta Kilo Echo. Pedro, is that a Roger?
Roger, nice to hear you, and thank you. You booming here, and wow, you sound fantastic. You give me a 5920 with a lovely audio. Go ahead.
Okay, Pedro. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And we've got a good copy on you. You're 5'8" and 5'9". Your audio is fine. I don't see a contact in our log as well. So thank you for the first contact. And again, the handle here is Randy. We're just east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, playing radio this afternoon, making a few contacts, and we're also doing a YouTube live stream. Roger?
Roger. Yes, thank you, Randy. K0RWB, KP4 Delta Kilo Echo, fine business, and I listened before that you have a new 7300, and I have one of these for the last 3 years, but in this moment I transmitting with my new Yaesu FTDX number 10, and but you sound very good. Well, I'm no longer. My wife called me for the dinner, and only to say to give you the report, Randy. Fantastic audio. Okay, very good settings. Thank you so much for the QSO, and hope to see you again. Back for your final, K0RWB, KP4 Delta Kilowatt Echo.
Okay, Pedro, fine business. You know that I really wanted to buy that radio at our store here, and they were sold out. I was really impressed with the what I read about the radio. First time I've talked with someone who owns one, so I'm hoping you like it as much as what I read about it that was that good. It sounds really good in my receive, and congratulations on that. And I did pull up your QRZ page, and my goodness, you've got some wonderful cards on here as well, and some great pictures. You didn't do that in a couple of minutes, that's for sure. I can tell you really took your time with it. Yeah, you've got some wonderful awards here. Congratulations. You have really worked hard to get some of these awards, and so I feel very honored that you took the time to call back with me today. Roger?
Roger, QSL. Thank you so much, Randy. Okay, well, thank you for the nice show, QSO, and my best 73 to you and yours, and many thanks, and I will look at you again on 20 here if I listen you. Thank you so much, 73, and my best to you. I'm sorry, K0 Radio Whiskey Bravo from KP4 DKE.
Okay, Pedro, thanks again for stopping in. I'm glad that you did, and we had a chance to talk real quick. And congrats again on the FTDX10. Like I said, I've heard some really great things about it. It sounds good in my receive. Anyway, yeah, come back again. We'd love to chat with you again and see how things are going in your part of the world. And like I said, we're trying to do this on a routine basis, so we're going to try to be out here as much as we can. So if you hear us, please take a time to stop in, and we'll pick it up where we left off. Thanks again, and 7-3s. Kilo Papa 4, Delta Kilo Echo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We'll be clear, 7-3s.
you, Randy, and good luck, and God bless, and happy New Year, and congratulations for your new 7300. That's amazing radio. Bye-bye.
Roger, 73s. I did hear station ending Mike Kilo again, please.
Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Mike Kilo. Bob in Great Falls, Virginia.
So I just about got it, Bob. Kilo Oscar 4, something Mike Kilo.
Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Mike Kilo. Name is Bob. I'm in Great Falls, Virginia, Randy.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, apologize for that. Someone was keying, but at the same time that you were coming back with the suffix, I couldn't quite pull it, but I got it that time. Well, fine business. Say thanks for stopping by and saying hi there. Yeah, my name is Randy, just outside of Kansas City. Playing radio this afternoon, and gosh, let's see, suburbs of Washington area, probably around Ashburn. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, just about right. I'm about 7 or 8 miles from Ashburn, west of Washington, D.C. Over.
Okay, so it's Great Falls. Is that the actual area, so to speak?
Great Falls is the name of the town, yes.
Okay, fine business. Yeah, well, my logging program, which I think is a wonderful thing, also shows a map area, and it kind of gives you a general idea where people at. Kind of helps me point the beam in a little bit better direction. But yeah, I thanks for coming in. I thought maybe I'd kind of lost the eastern seaboard with the conditions, but I didn't have a problem pulling you out there. It sounds quite well. We're about ready to start moving over to the west side, and I got tapped on the shoulder, so that means I got a few minutes, but we want to make another contact while we could there. Go ahead. Now, Bob, are you still in there? K0RWB, K0RWB, back to you. Now, Bob, I'm not sure if the conditions fell out there, or are you still with us?
Hit the frequency knob and detuned you, so I was trying to get back and had to look up the frequency. Sorry about that. Yeah, the conditions are okay. You're a 5'9" Indian in Great Falls, and you sound really good. So give me your call sign again. I missed the first couple letters.
Yeah, no problem. And I've hit the dial before. I was just hoping we didn't lose you with the band conditions, but no problem. The call is Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo.
K0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you very much, Randy. As I said, you're 5'9" in here, real strong signal. Over.
Yeah, and you're about the same way in my receive. You're sitting about 5'9". You know, the audio is nice and clear. It's not real punchy, but I don't have a problem copying it. It sounds really good. But again, go in and listen to the live stream or listen to the recording of our QSO, and you get a chance to hear yourself, Roger.
Yeah, sounds good. Where can I find the recording?
Yeah, I'm live streaming right now on YouTube. So you go to YouTube and go up to the search bar at the top, and just type in my call sign, K0RWB, and it should pull up the most current. Either I'm still live, or when I log off, which will be done when I'll log off when you and I are done, because I've got to run. But that way you can kind of go through the playback and listen to our QSO and get an idea of how you sound on the air. If there's any changes you want to make or what have you, or not make, because nobody knows your voice better than you do there, Roger.
Yeah, Randy, sounds good. I'm trying to tune up the mic. Actually, I switched over. I usually use an FT991, and I got a used TS590 about a month or so ago, and really haven't finished tuning up the mic. And I suspect it's probably a little thin, but it's good to hear from you. And I'm going to go on the YouTube site and see what it sounds like.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I see on the spectrum scope, which is also on the playback on YouTube. And when you're transmitting, your peaks are about 800 to 900, and then on the low end, on the high end, of about 12 or 13. So you're missing some lows and you're missing some highs. So you're kind of in the middle, is what I'm reading on the scope. Roger.
Look forward to maybe talking to you again. K0RWB, back to you, and then I'll be out.
Yeah, no problem. I assume you're using the hand mic?
I've got a desk mic, a MC60, which is a Kenwood product. Over.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the MC60. Yeah, sure. No, good microphone. Yeah, and I think you said it's not a 590, it's a 570, correct? The rig?
No, it's a 590.
Okay, so you do have the 590. So you do have some transmit adjustments inside the rig, I believe. I had a 570. I think it was you got either or basically. But yeah, I mean, you could, if you're going to be calling DX stations, that's a great audio to have, the way it sounds. I think for what we're doing right now, a Rag 2, I like to listen to a more full range. That's just my opinion, of course. But again, you can go listen to the playback later, Bob, and you can decide yourself if you want to, bring a little bit more bass in, a little bit more treble. And and make that change if you want. We try to be out here on a daily basis, and you're welcome to come back, and we'll try it again, Roger.
Sounds very good. Thank you. As I said, I'm going to go on the website and take a look, and then try to adjust the audio. You're right. It has tons of adjustments, so I just got to kind of slog through them and figure out what sounds best. Back to you.
Yeah, no problem at all, and we'd be happy to help if we can. At all, that wouldn't be a big deal. We did it earlier today. I actually on the air with another rig and made a couple adjustments, and I thought it sounded great. But I'm not the final decision, of course. But at least this way, you've got something to start with and see how it sounds, and then if you make changes, go back again and so forth. And it's always there, to play back at any time. Also makes a really fun conversation piece. Hey, come here, check me out on on YouTube. And this is the same thing I did. You don't know what you sound like, and a station that's down in south of Miami, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform, his name is Alex. He does a live stream as well, and that's what I did. I would check in with him and then play it back, made a few corrections, and then when I started doing the stream, I even made a few more. So I think I'm done. But again, it's a good little tool that you can use, and if you have a chance to do it, I'd sure take a look. But yeah, we're going to call it a day. But thanks for coming back there. I got a chance to work real quick, and hopefully you'll come back again, and we'll just kind of pick it up where we left off and see if you've made any changes and what changes they are, and see how it works. I'd be interested to see how it works out for you. So if you have a chance to come back, we'd like a chance to work you as well. I'll say 7-3 for now and let you enjoy the rest of your day. We've got to do our thing here as well. So we'll say 7-3s. Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Mike Kilo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We'll be clear. Thanks again.
Kilo 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. I'm just a little tired here myself. Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Mike Kilo. I really appreciate the help. I just turned off my processor. I don't know if that helps or not, but I'll let you go. 73 to you. Thanks again for the contact, and we'll be back hopefully sometime to talk again. K0RWB out.
Yeah, no problem. It did sound a little bit better to my ears, but again, listen to the playback and be a good starting point for you, and then see where you have to go there. 7-3s. K0RWB, Randy, Kansas City will be clear in QRZ.